Okay, I'm going to walk you through example 4 from our notes. I figured this might be easier than a sheet on a paper. I was having trouble knowing how to do that, giving you all the clues, and without you seeing the actual calculator. So I figured maybe a video would be easier. You can pause and rewind it if you need to, so you can always have access to this. Okay. Um, so first step, as you know, is to stat edit. So I press the stat button, hit enter, and I'm going to clear the lists. And hopefully by now you know how to do that. Okay, and in this section we have things that go into all of our lists, L1, L2, and L3. And so in L1 I'm going to type in the years. So that's going to be 1950 will be 0, 1960 will be 10, 1970 will be 20, 1980 will be 30, 1990 40, and 2050. Okay, L2 I'm going to put San Diego. So 334,387. Okay, I'll stop talking so you can do it. So just go through and put San Diego's population into L2. Okay, when you're done with L2, then you're going to plug Detroit's values into L3. Okay, once you have those values entered, then we do our second step, which is stat calc 4. So stat, go over to calc, hit the 4 key. Now here's where it's going to be different than last time. Your X list should be L1, that's the years. L2 is what we want to do first. So if you have L3 still from class, we need to change this back to L2. And to change that, you're going to press the second key, and then number 2 is L2 because you can see it in blue there. Okay, so that needs to be L1 and L2. For store regression equation, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go vars, go over to yvars, enter. And in this case, since I'm doing the first one, I do want to hit enter on Y1. Hit enter, go down, highlight calculate, hit enter. Okay, so that equation will now be in Y1. All right, well, we want to do it again. So stat calc 4 again, but this time I want to change my Y list to L3 because L3, remember, represents Detroit. So to change, we need to change this to L3. So second, and hit the number 3 key because that's L3. Okay, this time when I go to my store regression equation line, I'm going to again do vars yvars, so vars yvars. And this time when I press enter, I want to go down and I want to put this line into my Y2. I don't want to overwrite it into Y1 because Y1 has San Diego's data in there. So I need to hit enter on Y2. And again, go down and calculate. And now my lines are in my y equals, as you can see. There are my two lines. And this problem, again, like the one that we did in class, San Diego has an increasing population. Detroit has a decreasing population. And our goal is to figure out when they were equal and what the population was. Okay. So the next step after we get our two lines in there, like we have them, is we need to change our window. So let's change our window. And I still have this set from class. So You might have a totally different window than I do. Odds are that you do. But let's think about what we're doing here. Our X represents the number of years, and if 2000 represents 50, it doesn't look like those lines are going to go too much farther. So I think we could leave it at 100, maybe 70. I even think 50 might work because those intersections are going to be in there somewhere. Y value. Let's look at our highest number. We've got 1,849,000 over here, and it gets smaller from there. And here we go up to 1 million. So let's change this to maybe 2 million and see what happens. So 2 and then 6 zeros. So 2 and then 6 zeros is 2 million. Then let's hit graph and see what happens. So that's very nice. Okay, and so there's our two lines. There you can see San Diego's population is increasing, Detroit's is decreasing, and there's their intersection point. So now we just need to find the intersection and we'll be done. Second trace. I'll do that again. Second trace, and we want to hit the 5 key for intersect. And once you get to here, you just hit enter 3 times. Okay, so let's analyze the information here. The first question, when will the populations be equal? Well, they're equal when X is 40. 40 years after 1950. So somewhere in the year 1990, and you can see how close they are there, somewhere in the year 1990, those populations were equal. So the answer to part A would be 1990. B, what will that population be? That would be the Y value of your intersection. That would be 1,074,919 was when those populations were the same. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Again, you can just load this video anytime you need it as far as how to do that type of problem. If you got questions, obviously you can always ask, but hopefully that helps. So I'll talk to you tomorrow or next time in class.